The time is now for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. You can't mess around anymore at this point. And while they can't, with a win on Friday against the Saskatchewan Roughriders, clinch a playoff spot, they can, if they get some help in other games in the penultimate week of the 2025 CFL regular season. That's the second to last week, of course. Welcome inside GameDay Winnipeg on Bonfire Sports, your live Bombers pregame show. We'll get the postgame show going with 𝘎𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙨. But let's welcome back our good friend, Canadian Football Hall of Famer, Blue Bombers Ring of Honor, number 1. But he's number 63, Chris Walby. Good to have you back, Bluto. How you been?
I've been good, man. I say, DB, I was running a little low on cash, so I was delivering flyers. Christmas coming up. I'm trying to get the kids presents and stuff. But no, I was down in my university in North Dakota, Dickinson State for our 100th anniversary. And you know what? It was just great to go down and see a lot of guys. Some guys I haven't seen for like over 40 years, so it's hard to believe. But great time, great turnout. As I mentioned off show here, over 550 alumni. It was the best show. I mean, they never had it like this before. And it's just great. And I'm just excited. And I got to take one of my boys with me, and he got to see it. So, it was really nice. But it's good to be back, too, and talk a little ball, a little football. I know that I watched your ratings on the show when I was gone, and they jumped significantly. They were like almost like 99% approval rating.
Or chance, yeah. Yeah, that was weird, man.
I was making that shut up. Okay, welcome back, Walby.
Yeah. Good afternoon, A, says comment, watching live on YouTube. Great to see everybody in the live chat. We are so pumped to be back. This Bombers game on Friday is the third and obviously final meeting of the regular season between the Bombers and the Riders. The fourth meeting so far this season, if you include the preseason. Shoot, with the Riders locking up first in the West, this could be 4 of 5 meetings between these prairie rivals this season. The Bombers have not had fortune on their side in facing the green team this year, but very close to winning on Labor Day. Came down to a missed 2-point convert, losing 𝘎𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙨, and things going downhill from there in the Banjo Bowl. This team plays the Riders hard. They play them well. We've talked about this. Like, doesn't matter what your records are. These two teams always play each other very well. But I think the headline for this game, Chris, is that no Trevor Harris at quarterback for the Roughriders. He will dress. He will be with the team, but the Riders QB1 will not play. He is one of several that will not play, as they're going to rest some guys. What does this mean for Winnipeg and how they might approach this game?
Well, I think that, reading some of the comments from Saskatchewan as well, Jameer Thurman says, you know what, we've been on the other side of this. And the Bombers, think about this now, the Bombers were wrapping up the West Division all the time, resting Collaros and other key players. The Saskatchewan has that luxury right now. But I'm going to tell you what, their top, Saskatchewan is resting their top 3 receivers. And that is Keyshawn Johnson, Dante Myers, and Samuel Emelis. They're not playing. The other guy is the guy that I think has just had a comeback season, and that's AJ, the Viking Olette, Thor, as they like to call him, over 1,000 yards rushing. And another guy that's really, I think, is probably, and he would have my vote right now, for outstanding O-lineman, and he's getting a break too, and I think Jamarcus Hardrick is that guy. I'm going to go out on a limb and say former Bomber. I believe he's going to win that because I think he's just had an outstanding year.
So the Saskatchewan Roughriders will still have a lot of talent despite sitting their top 3 receivers. 𝘎𝙤𝙧𝙨 back from the National Football League. Kean Schaefer-Baker is in the lineup. Anthony Robustelli, the Italian Stallion, has been so good. Tommy Neal.
Ordinary Joe.
Yeah.
That's his name. No Ordinary Joe Robustelli.
No Ordinary Joe. That's right. I'll have a cup of Joe with Robustelli. He's been very good. Tommy Neal was a beast in the Labor Day Classic, in the Banjo Bowl. Sean Bain Jr., obviously Mario Alford handling kicks and rotating in with those guys resting on the defensive line. Shane Ray, your favorite defensive tackle, Chris. Micah Johnson.
Sure.
They're still
Yep,
going to
there
have
you go, bud.
Baldonado. They're still going to have Mike Rose. They're still going to have Malik Carney. They've got
Well,
players.
they got a good defense line. Their line hasn't changed. Yeah, they're giving some guys rest, and I think that's great. I mean, they're giving the old dog the rest. When you're talking about, Johnson, Micah Johnson, who really has had an outstanding year. I think he's got 6 or 7 sacks. I know 6 for sure. Don't quote me on that. You have a luxury. I think, and listen, congratulations to Corey Mace for getting a 2-year extension, him and the GM. I think he's done wonders in Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is like our brother. It's like a sister. You know what? Well, it's not like a sister because in Saskatchewan.
Kissing.
Oh, you know what it's like. If you're in Saskatchewan,
yeah.
No,
the
you're
term
still
kissing
your brother's
cousins
sister.
means you're like the same. That's what it means.
I know it doesn't mean that. It means you get divorced, you're still brother sister. I just think it's really good. And I mean, listen,
him and Jeremy O'Day getting those extensions.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want continuity in the game. Too many times, people getting chopped and thrown out and thrown to the wolves. Next thing you know, you're rebuilding again. I think it's great, man. I feel great for Saskatchewan. I like how they rebounded. I love the Bombers. Yeah, we're missing a key guy, Nick Dembski.
Well, I thought we were talking about the Riders here, but yeah.
Well, we're talking about everybody. I'm just going back as key because we're talking about key players missing.
Yep.
Right. See, I've been gone for a couple of weeks now, and you ran the show. Whoever you had over here, you could probably dominate the conversation and whip that guy. You can't do it, me, man. I'll come through that screen and give you a head slap, man. You gotta wake up.
Oh, head slap from the left tackle.
Right tackle.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm at left defense.
Well, you really have missed a lot of this, man.
Yeah, I know. That's why you like 𝙎𝙥𝙤𝙧𝙯 so much. Right tackle, of course.
I like 𝙎𝙥𝙧𝙯 because I met him and he's a great guy and he's having a great year.
Yep.
And I just think that, hey, listen, if you look at what they got, Jake Mayer only 1 in 6 versus. Now you're going to bring up Bombers. Okay.
Yeah, let's go with
Jake
the Bombers.
Mayer, let's go to Bombers. Anyway, last point, Jake Mayer, who's starting in place of Trevor Harris, 1 in 6 versus Winnipeg. So, I mean, but he won the very first game he ever played against Winnipeg in Winnipeg.
He broke a completion record.
Yeah, he said, I think 20 in a row. But anyway, that's enough. I digress with that word digress. I'll go back to this. And here we are. Now we're looking at the Bombers.
So like with Nick Dembski out, he pulled his hamstring in the first half on that deep shot from Zach Collaros last week. And like here's the thing, Chris.
You tell me.
This is not going to be a 1 game out and Dembski will be back next week for Winnipeg's final game against Montreal. This is a hamstring injury.
Tough to come
He's
back
going
from.
to miss multiple games. If the Bombers are able to get to the Grey Cup, I think that's when we would see Nick Dembski again. I hate to say that. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I'm kind of believing.
You're not going to bring a guy back at his caliber, what I call the X factor in that offense, the king of making big plays. When I look at what Dembski's done, he's got 1,000 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns. He's also got 9 catches over 30-plus yards. This is a guy that breaks open games, as we call the X factor.
Oh,
They're going to miss him. They're definitely going to miss him. I mean, he is just a stud. And the fact is, every game that he's played against Saskatchewan, where he started his career, he's had great games. This is probably going to kill him. But hey, we should also say this. Congratulations. Him and his wife brought a new addition into the family this week. I believe it's a daughter. And I just want to say congratulations, Nick. God bless you, man. That's a wonderful thing.
Yep.
There you go, buddy. I mean, that's a beautiful thing, right? And then you can go on and talk about the other changes. Obviously, with Dexter Lawson out now. Dylan Mitchell, who had his best game as a Bomber against, was it the Ticats?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it last week against, we watched it in the States.
He had 63 yards and a touchdown against the Ticats. That was his best game. He's healthy.
Yeah.
He's just out of the lineup.
Okay.
Yeah, Dexter Lawson Jr. also healthy. They're going to put in Demario Houston, who was a healthy scratch last week. Peyton Logan, I think he's nicked up. Michael Griffin has missed about a month. He should be back soon. He's a defensive back, kind of that Reda Cramdy style dime backer. Terrell Bonds done for the season. Cody Case very likely done for the season. Eric Lofton, the right tackle, right tackle, has been hurt for several months.
She's the whole year.
Yeah, we know Schoen's out. Schmeckel is, I think he's a multi-week. We'll continue to be multi-weeks there, but that's kind of Winnipeg's injury picture. But Wheatfall, who was
I
a
like
little bit
Carey.
nicked up in that last game. He is going to be back starting at slot back. Kevin Sklercius in his usual spot. There's Gavin Cobb taking
Yeah.
Nick Dembski's spot. University of Manitoba Bison's product has tons of speed, is an experienced CFL player. Big opportunity for him. Filling in for Nick Dembski. Big shoes to fill. Trey Vavel missed some practice this week, but he is good to go and will return kicks. And then Jareth Stearns and Ontario Wilson, both good to go as well. Interesting that Joey Corcoran doesn't get the start. Instead, they'll bring Gavin Cobb off the practice roster. There's Demario Houston at corner.
Don't worry about that, buddy. You know as well as I do that this depth chart's just for us media types. It could be anything. They'll put Joey in there. I know he had a nice catch last week.
Yeah.
I mean, not as nice as the Ontario Wilson catch, which was still to my mind one of the most remarkable catches I've ever seen, and the concentration, the balance to pull a ball in. We were in a hotel in Dickinson, and we were screaming because we had to watch on. You can't get on TV, so we were doing it through our phones to watch the game, and we started screaming. Everybody's like, "What's going on?" We're by a pool. We're drinking some Coolies, and all the North Dakotans are going, "What's going on?" Great catch, man. Is this it right here? Yeah, it might be. It looks like it. You're right on cue again. I actually thought this was intercepted the first time.
We're going to get a couple looks at it here, but just like a triple tipped ball. I tweeted at the time, catch of the decade, and our good friend, former Winnipeg sports anchor and reporter, Joe Pascucci, who is a football and NHL historian. He truly is. Replied to me, catch of the century. This is on par with the greatest catches of all time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I know somebody went out and said that the guy, the BC DB who intercepted with one hand, okay, that's a great catch. But yeah, it is, but not like this. This is the unbelievable concentration. I mean, the fact that he tips it to himself, doesn't let it hit the ground, like right there, and has enough, kahunas to pull it in, I think that is remarkable. I mean, this guy is worth the money. I'm glad we got him back, especially with the loss of Dembski. And there you see Joey Cochran going down there going, "Hey, nice catch, brother." So I think it's pretty good.
This is the thing that makes it the catch of the decade. It goes off the DB, goes off the other DB. Okay.
Tyrell Ford.
It goes off both DBs. So there's gains. It goes off the arm of Tyrell Ford. It's up in the air. One touch, two touches. Like insane. Just absolutely insane. Big ups to Ontario Wilson. They've been showing this on American media as well. I think that that's a pretty awesome thing. But having Ontario Wilson back is big with the loss of Nick Dembski. They're going to need Brady Oliveira to step up. They're going to need Kieran Wheatfall to step up. Wheatfall was kind of invisible last week.
And that's wild because the pressure got a little bit to Zach, and I think Zach loves his, is just his safety, and what I call the safety catch, and that's Brady. Brady just comes right out, and he pumps him. So whether he's running the ball, Brady gets the ball in his hands a number of ways, right? And if you watch him run, he is just a bull in a china shop, man. You're not going to stop him. He's twisting, he's turning, he's breaking tackles. That is a very, very good football player. And hey, listen, I'm throwing my vote out here right now. Brady, hey, it's fixed if you don't wake the Jake Kadar award, because I know you're nominated from our team. I think what you do with the Dogs is phenomenal, and the way you represent yourself and the province is top notch. But anyway, I just want to throw that in there as well. But you're talking. I mean, I'm watching Zach last week, 2 interceptions. He's lucky it was only 2. I went back and watched the game on a bigger screen when I got back to Winnipeg, and there was a couple that he hit a guy right in the hands, and the guy couldn't grab it. Now, were they unlucky? Absolutely. Yeah. How about I'll let you go with what you got right now.
This is the first one that it was a 15-yard
Oh,
roughing the passer.
look at right there. Look at him. Oh. That was there, bro. I mean, that's unfortunate. Fortunate for us, not good for them.
So Zach Collaros threw 2 picks last game, nearly threw 4. There was the underthrow to Nick Dembski when Dembski was injured. Like that right there, he just kind of pops out of nowhere, a la Willie Jefferson, right?
You know what? And if you listen to Zach talk about that play, and he was talking about the long throw that he got picked off on. He said, I should have looked at the corner, and he explained it in such a way it was so easy to understand it. He's throwing the deep ball. He's got to make sure that the guy is not coming to cheat over. Mm-hmm. And he didn't see that. And that's the second interception he got. But I mean, he's got Zach.
We're looking at here.
Yeah. Zach's got to play like he did in Hamilton. And some teams play better against some teams. And we have played well against.
This is the give and take, the gift and the curse of Zach Collaros. You're going to get those games like he played against Hamilton where he throws the lights out. And then you're going to get the games like against Edmonton where he throws some questionable balls. The first interception he threw was off his back foot. It was just a ill-advised throw. And I think I got it here. This throw was just kind of confounding to watch. He has time in the pocket and he just decides to flat-footed or on kind of the heels of his feet, throw the ball. Look, he steps up in the pocket and we'll get a look. We'll get a better look at it. This is way underthrown.
Yeah, but that's the one he was talking about. He's supposed to look off the corner. And he actually, if you look at the end, I mean, there's basically 2 guys. The not double coverage. It's just where he threw the ball allowed the cornerback to come in and make that play.
Just watch his feet here. He has every opportunity to set his feet and deliver, but instead he throws it kind of as he's like falling backwards a little bit. And there's the injury to Dembski, by the way. But watch him here. He just kind of floats it up there.
Yeah.
It's like a fluffy pass.
And there's a hammer right there. Yeah.
Yeah. But
you're right. Picks, it was underthrown ball. It's basically underthrown. You always want to make sure that if you're leading a DB and leading a receiver,
but he had
on a deep ball,
like he just said, nobody else can delivery, Chris. Like, it's underthrown, no doubt. But why is it underthrown?
He got a little pressure. I think, but that's part of the game, right? And the guys are going to make plays. They're all getting paid to play this game. There's the other.
This one, just a poor decision. I don't think the first one was anything other than poor technique and delivery of the football. This one, poor decision. It could have been a lot worse. Winnipeg lost 25-20. It could have been a lot worse if the Edmonton Elks were able to pull in a couple more touchdowns. Pull in a couple more picks.
Well, take a look at that. Go bring that back, buddy. Bring it back one more time and freeze it just before where the receiver's there. If you have that capability. I like when you had the other angle. The one you showed was really good as far as explaining to the folks watching the show. Okay, now watch what happens here now. And I want you to freeze it when he throws the football. Now, so you got to freeze it. No, I don't want that look. I'll have to come across and smack you. But look at if you stop right there, look. Yeah, but look how many guys are. These 3 guys there. And he should have went underneath. Look at the guy on the yard line. That's the guy you throw it to.
Yeah,
he was fixated on. You're going to see he's on the 40-yard. Watch this guy on the 40-yard line. Wide open. Look at, he's on the 40. That's the guy you want to throw to. He was fixated on going to the receiver deeper. Yes. Unless it was an overthrown ball. And maybe it was. Maybe it was an overthrown ball.
Maybe.
And that could have happened too, right? Anyway, I'm not picking on it because I think Zach still gives us an absolute best chance to win.
Out of the quarterbacks they have, yes. But Zach Collaros will show up. Do the ball I think the Blue Bombers are going to live and die by Zach Collaros. It's how he plays on any given day.
You have to.
Yeah.
I know I was reading some guys that were saying we should
just
pick
not
up
the killer anymore.
damn dude. Yeah, he does. He's fiery. I don't believe that. I remember I had this talk before the last game before I missed a couple. I said Zach's going to come back, and he did. He played extremely well. I think he's going to have a good game. He loves the home field. He loves the crowd. He's got a great running back. Yeah, he's missing Dembski, but they got their same old line. They're solid up there. Gavin Cobb, maybe he breathes it, gets a chance to get a catch. He hasn't got a catch this year. And then you got, 𝘎𝙤🙧 𝘎𝙤🙧, who I think, and I read some of the comments, he could be the guy. And 𝘎𝙤🙧 has got 4 touchdowns, made some great catches. What I like about 𝘎𝙤🙧 is I watched even last game, he gets hit, he spins, he doesn't want to go out. Like he's trying to fight for extra yards after the catch, or yak yards, as we like to call it. But I think Zach will be fine. But this is a very good defense that the Riders have. And
even with a lot of those guys resting.
Well, you got Mike Rose, you got 6 sacks. Caleb Saunders, who's in there, he's got 2 sacks. They don't have Micah Johnson, but they could put some pressure on. And that could force, you got to give, it's serious. You got to protect Zach. Let him get into his comfort zone. Whether it's handing the ball off, a couple sweeps, misdirections, get the defense off balance. That's how you win a game against these guys, because they got a good defense. Baldonado doesn't get a lot of playing time, but he's pretty dang good too. So
these, just to reiterate, these are the guys that won't play for the Roughriders. AJ Ouellette, load management. Keyshawn Johnson, he's on my all-star ballot. Dante Myers, ankle. Micah Johnson, he's essentially resting. Shane Ray on the D line. Marcus Sales, Roland Milligan.
There's an outstanding defense player. Yeah, last year.
Yeah, they will still have CJ Rivas.
CJ, he's very good.
Still have Fields. They'll still have Tavon Campbell. He took some time to rest this week at practice.
He's a team with 6 picks.
Yeah, Trevor Harris, once again, will not play. If he does, this is what I was told, Chris. Trevor Harris, if he plays, he'll get a series or 2. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't see the point in it. He's going to dress as the third stringer, listed as a third stringer. This is Jake Mayer's game. But plain and simple, the Bombers need to win. And it's not like, well, they need to win or they're eliminated from the playoffs. That's not true. It definitely is not going to be easy if they lose. But the reality is, you got to win football games. They win one, they lose one, they win one, they lose one. You're sitting at 8-8. You better win at home.
Yeah. And it don't get easier next week when they got Montreal coming, and Montreal could be fighting for that home playoff game. So you know what I mean? Yeah. It's no easy task, but you got to take care of matters at hand, and that means you got to come all barrels loaded, and and just do what you got to do to beat these Roughriders. With their 6 guys, and I'm talking all the key guys, and I know a couple of them are injured, so we can't really factor them in. But this is an opportunity. But the Bombers need to step up. Somebody has to fill what I really say Dembski's shoes. But Dembski's not the whole offense. He's a good part of it. Oh, there you go. There's your playoff scenarios.
So let's break it down. Here's the CFL standings. Okay. The Saskatchewan Roughriders locked up first in the West. The BC Lions clinched a playoff spot. They're 9-7. Calgary also 9-7. Winnipeg 8-8. Edmonton 7-9. All in the fight for the 3rd place spot. That West Division playoff spot that will play on the road in very likely BC, but could end up also being Calgary. And then the crossover will happen this year. Who will it be? Could be Calgary, Winnipeg, could be Edmonton. In the East, Montreal and Hamilton have secured playoff spots. Hamilton 10-7, Montreal 9-7. Hamilton on the bye this week. But nobody knows where the East final will be played, and there's going to be a crossover. So again, to look at some of these scenarios for this week, there's the East Division scenario. But here in the West, and I've highlighted them in red here, a BC win and Winnipeg secures a playoff spot. That could be the crossover. That could be in the West. A Winnipeg loss or an Edmonton loss or a Calgary win, Calgary clinches a postseason berth. So Calgary wins and they're in. A Winnipeg loss with a BC win and a Calgary loss, BC then secures 2nd in the West and will host that semifinal game on November 1st. I know this is very confusing. There's a lot of moving parts, but in essence, Winnipeg needs to win against Saskatchewan. This game has huge implications. Edmonton at BC, Montreal at Ottawa. Montreal needs to win. Toronto at Calgary. Toronto can play spoiler. Calgary is trying to win, but they're not playing very well right now. And then the final week of the season, Hamilton hosts Ottawa, Calgary at Edmonton. That game could mean a lot. Montreal at Winnipeg. That game could mean a lot. BC at Saskatchewan. I don't know if that game will mean much at all, but Saskatchewan's going to have a bye after this game going into that West final. So they might start to ramp things back up and play Trevor Harris and the boys again. But lots of moving pieces in the CFL East and West divisions. It's kind of fun right now. I would love people in the live chat to let us know. Do you want Winnipeg to go through the East, or do you want them to get the help they need and win out and finish potentially third in the West?
You're going to say they're going to tank on purpose? They're not going to tank.
No, I'm not saying tank. I'm saying, where would you like them to, do you want them to be the crossover team? Some people think that's an easier path.
Why? Montreal's pretty good, buddy. That kid playing, that Davis Alexander, man, he's 11-0 as a starter. You got Bo. If Bo is hot and cold, he's like Zach, up and down. I mean, but he's still throwing set a new record for himself for most passing yards. They got Greg Bell. Hamilton's got good players. Montreal's got good players. Bombers have to win. Put it this way, this isn't one of those games.
Point by Matthew Hyman. No team in the East is above 500 at home this year. Hamilton 4-4, Montreal 4-5, Toronto 3-6, Ottawa 2-6.
Yeah. But it comes down to the one game and any given Sunday. I hate to use that term, but you know what I mean?
I agree with you.
Whoever shows up, and as long as you don't have a key injury, to a key player, as they call those kind of guys, your skilled players, you got an opportunity. But I really believe the Bombers have to come full force tomorrow, beat Saskatchewan, and then control their own destiny by playing Montreal in here at home again next Saturday. Take care of your own business. You hate to be one of those guys that backs in or says, "Oh, we're going to we lost. Now we got to go to the other division." Yeah, that's okay. You're in. First off, you want to make the playoffs, and I agree with you on that point. But I think you still want to prove that you still can play. And if they lose a couple games, they might not even make the playoffs.
Yep. Which
would be a travesty after 5 straight Grey Cup appearances.
And let's be real. They're playing the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who, they're resting some guys, but they're still a very talented roster. Yeah. They could lose. If they play like they did against Edmonton last week, they could lose. And then they got the Montreal Alouettes, who, look, they're 9-7, but they've been without Davis Alexander all year long. They've got the most juice right now. They got the mojo. They got the good feelings. Montreal, in my mind, is the most dangerous team in the CFL right now. That's why Winnipeg does not want to go through the East. You want to go through the West. You know what you got in the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I think you can game plan against them better.
3 games.
A win, which will help you stay in the West Division playoffs and not cross over. A win on Friday will help that mentality of knowing you can beat them and getting into the kitchen a little bit of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. If Winnipeg wants to make a run, they need Collaros to play clean football and not turn the ball over. And hey, they've got to do it through the West. That's the way I see it. Montreal, it's the last team I would want to face on November 8th in Montreal. Wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it could still be Hamilton. You know what I mean? And we don't know where that's going to shake out. Who does Edmonton? They're on a bye this week, Edmonton?
No, Hamilton's on the bye.
So Edmonton, who does Edmonton play?
Edmonton is at BC.
Oh, that's tough. But BC's clinched the playoff spot already, too.
But
BC
they're trying to lock up second. BC needs
Edmonton,
to win.
I tell you
Edmonton
what,
needs to win. This is your game of the week right here.
I think so. Edmonton, I tell you what, Cody Fajardo, I told you, this is a guy that won a cup at Montreal. I think that he's turned around. They won their last 4 games at home. I don't think BC has anything to play for. Maybe for stats. Will Nathan Rourke play? That's another good question, right? Because they know they can't get any higher to second. He'll probably play a half and get out, you know what I mean? So it really is an interesting time of the year where these games all mean something. You know, I think the last game was what, Toronto, Ottawa, which will be basically, you know, no. And I'm surprised by Toronto from going to the Grey Cup too. They're just not.
Well,
I mean, they've had injury problems.
They're on QB3, right? Toronto at
Yeah,
Calgary. Calgary needs to win this game. Toronto can play spoiler. Toronto's not
Yeah.
completely out of the picture.
We're in Calgary.
Toronto needs to keep winning, so you know they. Is that right?
Yeah, but no, I don't think they can make it. No, they're both out. Toronto's out. They're out.
No, you're
They're
right.
out.
You're right. There's going to be a crossover. So whoever crosses over is going to play in Montreal, or
Montreal or Hamilton.
Sorry. Yeah.
But the interesting thing is Edmonton. I'm talking about in the West Division. I think they've been playing very well. Javon Leaks is a freak at running back. They've got some good, talented guys there. I mean, they got guys that can play. I mean, if you look at where they started, I think what were they, 0-5, 0-6, or 1-6? Remember, the whole talk about the year was Trey Ford. And they finally put in
switch.
Cody.
They went to Cody.
He took a while to get into his rhythm, and now they're playing well. But yeah, forget about that. Forget about that game. But you're right. I think that will be the best. Well, no, it won't be the best game. This game will be the best game. I'm so jacked to watch this game. It's going to be a good game. I always love Saskatchewan and us going at it. I really do. Yeah. Even though it's the third time, I love it, man. There's a lot of animosity, a lot of coaching, strategies going on there. We'll see if Jordan Younger wants to. What's he going to do? Is he going to bring more pressure on Jake? Mayor? I don't know. I think he'll knock the mayor out. We'll have to see.
Win the election.
Win the election, baby. How about Willard Reeves is now the head of the Liberal Party? Not to get political. Oh, my God. All these former Bombers are running provincially.
And Avi Khan is going to be the leader of the PC party eventually.
Yes.
That's nuts.
It's crazy. Well, It just shows you the intelligence of a lot of these guys. Well, I'll say this.
Are you up for school trustee or what?
No, I ran one time, and it's the worst thing I ever did. Boy, they pull stuff out of the closet. The skeletons were just going out left and right.
Oh, boy.
No.
Oh, boy. Dirty pool.
But this year, yeah, it's good though. What's going on here? I'm trying to read some of these comments because they got a good turnout.
Comet says, time for the Bombers to put up or shut up. Who said that? Well, it's on the YouTube thumbnail, so I guess I said that. Either way,
you probably
need to put up or shut up right now.
I think the Bombers will show up. I do think they'll show up tomorrow. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a very tight game. And I hate to say it. It's just which team shows up, like you said. The team that went to Edmonton, and I actually would have gave them a shot saying they're not going to lose to Edmonton. And albeit they had some misfortune, but that's football, right? I mean, the fumble, it gets recovered by them, and they take it for a touchdown. These things happen. They lose contain, and Javon Leaks goes for 60-something yards for a touchdown. These things happen. But their inability to bounce back, and that's the thing. You've just given Edmonton, I hope they go back to the Eskimos. I'm just telling you right now. You give them a chance, man. I really do believe it. But I think the Bombers are going to win tomorrow. I really do. I think that there's too much on the line. I don't know. It's going to be a wet day tomorrow here. A lot of slippery field conditions.
Yes.
Could be a lot of turnovers. And, the Bombers, they cannot afford these turnovers. Whenever they lose the turnover battle, they don't win.
It sounds like it's your keys to the game. Before we get to that.
Yeah.
Before we get to that.
Woohoo!
I know it's been like a month since you've had your keys to the game here on GameDay Winnipeg. Before we get to that, I got to mention our good friends at the Silver Heights restaurant. You looking for legendary ribs and steaks in Winnipeg? Hit the Heights in sunny St. James. There's Tony and JC. 20 people did for the Bombers game in Edmonton last week. I popped in there at halftime. The place was packed with WST and Bonfire viewers. Silver Heights Restaurant and Lounge. Serve up your favorites, mouthwatering seafood, hearty Canadian classics. The ribs are awesome. Cozy vibes in a family-run Winnipeg institution since 1957. Dine in, takeout, and delivery. Free parking. Great beer selection. Oh yes, Bluto, in the lounge, which is Winnipeg's original sports bar. There you can find it at 2169 Portage Avenue, just west of Assiniboine Park. Tell them the Bonfire Boys sent you. There's Tony and JC with Grandpa Sawicki. They've been doing it for so long. Amazing place. You can watch the Jets, the Bombers, NFL, and more on their monster big screen and multiple TVs. Go check them out. SilverHeightsRestaurant.ca. You can find them on Instagram as well as Silver Heights Restaurant. Awesome spot. Big thanks to them for supporting us. And if you want to support us, go check them out at the Heights and support those that support us here on Bonfire Sports.
Amen, brother.
Okay, Chris.
What?
I want your keys, baby.
Well, before we get to my keys, I haven't seen you for a couple weeks.
I know.
And I want to say something about this. This commissioner, Stuart, whatever his name is, Johnson. I don't want to get into the whole beleaguered thing. I just want one thing. There's only one thing. We'll talk about it another time, but for anybody thinking it's smart to get rid of the 55-yard line is a bonehead. Sorry. There's no reason in God's green earth to get rid of that. It's the one thing that's different. I don't mind to miss a field goal and it goes to the end zone. You don't get a point. I'm okay. I'm okay with even moving the goalpost back. But why are you getting rid of the 55? What is the principle? And I just want to voice my opinion and say I think it's a bunch of shit. Excuse my language. I don't like it, and I don't like anybody coming in. I got nothing against the new guy. That's a major change. And the fact that he said I'm not even ruling out 4 downs in the future. No.
That better not happen. Look.
Well, there's stuff talk. Mike Kelly is the new Continental League football. And he's ahead of it.
None of those leagues last.
Chris, I know, but
I'm on board with you. Matty Hyman says #Team Walby. I'm #Team Walby. I don't like that they made a lot of the changes. I understand why they did. If you're going to move the goalposts, okay?
Yeah.
They shortened the end zones by 5 yards each. Okay. So
why?
The reason they shortened the field is it takes that much more for a team to get into field goal range. Right now, if you get to the 20-yard line,
so what?
Chris, if you get to the 20-yard line, okay, that is a 42-yard field goal attempt, which means the 25 is a 50+.
Boy, these kickers are getting money, man. They're getting paid too.
I know. But when you talk about the scoring,
I don't like. No, that's the problem. They're trying to increase scoring.
Well,
it's almost like the old days. Let's make the goalie
scoring. You got to shorten the field if you're going to move the goalposts out.
Why?
Because you're moving the goalposts 30
so
yards.
So if your offense is any good, you move the ball. If your offense is any good, you move the ball down, and then you kick a field goal.
I agree.
You don't change for change's sake. Don't chew off your nose for whatever that saying is.
I said it before and I'll say it again. The reason they made these changes, the number one change they made was moving the goalposts. Chris, the reason they made it is so that when an American who has never seen the CFL before flips the game onto CBS Sportsnet or wherever or whatever, they don't go, what is this weird thing goalpost in the field? That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
How about when they look and they're in the States drinking their cold beer, which is a lot cheaper than Canadian beer, and they go, you know what? The CFL's been around for 100+ years. That's
they don't know
thing.
that.
Like
they're watching the game and it'll go flip as soon as they see that goalpost in the field. I'm telling you, Chris, that's why they did it. Look, you can disagree with it. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm telling you why.
No, I agree with the fact that you're trying to explain it, why you think they did it. I'm just saying, I'm going out and saying I don't like it. I don't like it. The game is our game.
I'm telling you, it's not what I think. It's why they changed it. They moved the goalposts so it doesn't look weird to Americans. And for us in Canada, it's very easy to say, it doesn't. Just hang on.
Are we going to get tariff?
Hang on.
We're going to get tariff? We're going to get tariff now on the...
Just hang on.
Coming. Trump
don't
like that.
For us here in Canada, it's very easy to say, well, it's not that weird. It's not that different. But the reality is people who have never seen the CFL, they're naive. Naive means you do not know. You're oblivious. And they turn on the TV and they go, what is this? Flip.
Are you kidding me?
I'm
You think
telling
they're
you
sitting
that's
there
why
and
they did it.
you're
I'm telling
you
you.
think that you think you're calling all these Americans naive. You're saying they don't have the nuts to understand that, okay, this is the Canadian League. Our goalposts are on the goal line. Big deal. We have that for 100 years.
I'm telling you, that's why they did it. I'm telling you.
Well, God bless you, man. That's what I say. God bless you.
Chris, it's
All right.
it's the attention economy.
Woo-hoo!
They're just
But you got me fired up.
this is goofy looking. I don't want to watch this. It's true.
Are you telling
I
me
know
they
it's,
threw
hey, Chris,
goal
I don't disagree with you. I'm on board with you.
I
that's
disagree
the
with your
truth.
point saying, I disagree with your point saying they will turn on the TV, notice the goalpost on the goal line and go, nope, not watching this crap.
Correct.
No, that's not it. We are trying to American. I'm telling you, step one of Americanizing the game. That's what I think is happening. That's my opinion.
Keith Lillis was listening closely. Stuart Johnson said, not exactly what I'm saying. He's pretty much said it. They want to reduce the barriers for Americans to watch. That's one of them. Like it or not.
Shit. Get bigger TVs.
That's maybe one thing Americans don't need is bigger TVs.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready for your keys to the game? What's it going to take for the Bombers to get a win against the Riders on Friday?
Well, I think the Bombers are going to win. First off, I want to say that. I just got a feeling Zach's going to come back, play good ball. He's been bouncing around a little bit. But the key for me is simple. On offense, you must protect the football. They keep losing the turnover battles. They have a league worst 40 turnovers. You're not going to win football games that many times you turn the ball over. And I think you got to protect Zach. Give Zach some comfort. Protect him against a very good Saskatchewan D-line and linebackers and allow him to get in the comfort zone and get something going with the offense. You know, you got to get Brady going. Brady is such a big key, especially with Dembski out now. And we're going to see who has to step up, whether it's maybe Joey Cochran, maybe Jared Stearns. One of these guys has got to turn up. And then on defense, no Trevor. Yeah, but watch out. Jake Mayer has beaten us. And as you said in the beginning of the show, he set a record for completions. Mind you, he's only 1-6 against the Bombers. And they have a guy that's running the ball now. He's placing A.J. Ouellette, Mario Anderson, who's averaging 7.6 yards a carry. He's only carried the ball 100-something times. But they're getting guys in who normally would not get a chance to play. And these guys are hungry because why? They want to show that they belong in a team and have an opportunity to play with this team. And I think that's really – I'd like to see our defensive tackles get some pressure. I'm looking right now at you got Jake Thomas, the 16 or 15-year-old vet, Jamal Woods. I actually wrote in my notes, need pressure. Neither of them with a sack. I don't care if they get a sack. I need pressure up there to get a sack. We're number 9 in sacks. You know what I mean? We got to get some pressure on this guy. I don't care if it's Jake. I don't care if it's the milkman. And on special teams, I just got to say this about special teams. We are the best in the CFL. I say this without any modesty or humility or Homer Simpson or Homer, whatever you want to call it. We got great cover teams. I think that, he's done a great job. We got Sergio, who's a great kicker. And we got Trey Vavel, who I think to me might be the front runner for special team player of the year. But, he gets they give you such a great opportunity to win field position, which is a big part of this football game. So those are my keys. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to get all angry with you again, Darrin. And God bless you, son, for allowing me to talk.
I love it. Love it,
buddy.
A couple comments that arose from that conversation kind of tell the story, right? BA Split says, how many tickets do Americans buy? Okay, keep that in mind as I go through these. How many tickets do Americans buy? Waiters, who cares what Americans think? Keep that in mind. Now, Matthew Hyman, Stuart Johnson came from TSN. It's about the next TV deal, probably.
Never thought of that.
Yeah. Yes. How about this from Keith Lillis? The CFL needed to market the game better to pull in non-traditional fans. Aha. Yes.
You know what okay.
Keith then goes on to say, any real football fan that gives the CFL a chance will like what they see. Great point. But in order for them to see it, you have to reduce the barriers that may, not definitely, but those barriers that may have them tune out. Oh, I sounded really Canadian there, eh? Tune out and about.
Don't you remember when I remember when they started playing, they said number one thing we had to do to improve the game was we had to get to our youth. They're the future of football.
It's our youth. It's also the 350 million American youth. Well, 350 million Americans, the youth of them.
Well, minus the ones that went to ice. Okay, but other than that, I'm sorry. That's just
you just want to talk politics today, eh?
No,
see, that's why I told you to call me today, and you're like, no, I'll call you later.
You get all mushy.
Get that stuff out of you.
Mushy.
Okay. But
okay,
last thing on this, Chris, because this is what really bothered me, and I'd like your opinion on this because you were a player in this league for nearly 2 decades. Phyllis says, I don't like that Stuart Johnson went over the heads of the guys on the field and also the guys on the sidelines and the guys in the front office. It's a fail because of that. Looks like the suits made the decisions and impose it on the players. Can you believe that no GM, no head coach, no player was spoken to about any of this?
Yeah, and she's 100% right. Or is that a man? I don't know who said that, but
Phyllis.
Phyllis, God bless you. That's a great comment, and that's the thing that pissed. I mean, if you look at even 𝙎𝙥𝙤𝙧𝙯, he's not happy with it. I think that if they all agreed, if it wasn't just upper management, if it was the players took a survey, the coaching staffs of all 9 teams were involved, I would put a little bit more credence in whatever they decided to do. But the fact that this was done, as far as I'm concerned, and behind closed doors, not a big fan. I'm just going to say it. Now, I could be wrong, and then maybe we'll get 9 million or maybe, whatever, more Americans watching the game, and they won't turn the TV up because they see the stupid goddamn goalposts on our goal line. But that's my thought. That's my thought for today. Remember that? Oh, okay, that's it.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Real quick, Chris. Great keys to the game. Great conversation about the rules. I got my ballot from the Football Reporters of Canada and the Canadian Football League. I'm one of 4 voters in Winnipeg. Head coach Mike O'Shea gets a vote as well. There are rounds of voting, and this first round is Winnipeg Blue Bombers nominees for the CFL Most Outstanding Awards. Let's talk about Most Outstanding Player, Most Outstanding Canadian, Most Outstanding Special Teams Player, Most Outstanding Rookie, and Most Outstanding Offensive Lineman. Where do you want to start? Does anybody jump out to you in these categories for the Blue Bombers?
Somebody's trying to come to my house.
Hi, Luca. How are you, big puppy?
He's barking at somebody. No, I think that for rookie, it could be anybody. I think Trey Vavel is a rookie, but I think Trey Vavel will be your special team player.
No doubt.
Defensive player, I'm kind of leaning toward Tony Jones. That's where I'm going.
I think
Tony Jones. O-line, may not like it. I like Gabe Wallace. I like Gabe Wallace as an O-lineman. Wow. I think he's had a solid year. He's a big horse in there. I watched his footwork. He's good. I think this would be it'd be somebody different on the O-line than the aforementioned Bryant. Who's that, Canadian? Oh, that's a tough one. Probably
it's Nick Dembski.
Brady or Dembski. And Dembski, Dembski's got it.
Yeah.
And then what's the other one? Outstanding?
Rookie. I think it's the special teams player.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's Trey Vavel.
You know what? And the special teams is going to come down between Castillo and Trey Vavel. And Castillo has had a great year. 63-yarder. I think that's great. Rookie, that's what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to see where do we have rookies?
I have the list somewhere, but it's Trey Vavel.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm looking at it because Cam Allen's not a rookie. Evan Holm, no Parker, no. Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He may get that then. He may get that because I'm looking at the offense and there's not really anybody that jumps out at me. If Matthew Peterson had played a lot this year, I would probably lean toward him, but he hasn't played a lot. So, that's unless Gavin Cobb goes out and he gets 24 passes, 7 touchdowns tomorrow.
Trey Vavel is amongst the all-time greats in single-season performance. Single-season, great seasons for kick returns and punt returns. Like, it's Trey Vavel.
Yeah.
I think he'll win it in the league. Yeah. Offensive
right.
line is the one that has me hooked a little bit. I like Gabe Wallace too. I still think it's probably Stanley. I don't think he's going to come out of the West, but
I don't
I
think
still
it's
think
Stanley
Stanley is their
I
most outstanding offensive lineman.
really, I don't think so. I think
Well, I don't.
there's
It's
not.
not.
I mean,
It's not Kolinkowski. It's not Pat Neufeld. I can't give it to Kendall Randolph.
well, it might be Stanley.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough race coming out, as you say. But yeah, I mean, I just like the way Wallace plays. I know Kolinkowski had a little bit of issues. Neufeld got hurt. Kendall Randolph, nobody talks about him. It's almost like yeah, and that's a good thing. We never talk about an old lineman.
Yep.
Maybe he's got something. I mean, they're going to have to, this is where you guys go and talk to the coach and you see who grades out, and that, because I mean, it's a real tough one to pick, right? And you might be right. It could be Stanley again.
Well, it'll be interesting.
He's been pretty.
It'll be interesting. I do know that like Keyshawn Johnson, Rankin for Edmonton. My MOP this year across the league. Oh yeah, Blue Bombers most outstanding player is a tough one, Chris. Most outstanding player, but mine is Nathan Rourke. I don't know about you, but who's the Blue Bombers most outstanding player? Hit the live chat, everyone. Would love to your take.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's another tough one. It's going to be one of the boys. I think it's either going to be Brady again.
It could be Tony Jones.
I think Tony Jones, I mean, he's got 94 tackles, 3 sacks, interception. He's man all over.
Yeah.
I like Tony Jones. I really do. I think that he could be a double nominee. There you go.
Yeah. Well, we'll leave it at that, Chris. Big thanks to the Silver Restaurant. Big thanks to all of you out there for watching Game Day Winnipeg. Be sure to join us live after the game. Zach Schnitzer will join us for Game Day After Dark. Pre-game, post-game, every game here on Bonfire Sports, all the way through the playoffs and the 112th Grey Cup. Chris, final word to you. Have a great weekend. And we'll
yeah, you know what? Enjoy it. Bring umbrellas. It's gonna be a little wet tomorrow, but maybe it'll die off by the time game starts. It's going to be a great game, and anybody goes to the game, you're going to enjoy it because it is a Saskatchewan Bomber rivalry, and every game is good and every game is close. So go Blue, and I'll see you next week as we talk about comment ça va? Ça va bien.
Enjoy, everybody.
That's what we say. All right, good night, boys. Adios, man.